Hi there everyone, you join me today at Glasgow Green, not to be confused with Glasgow is Green or Glasgow is Green podcast, aka GigPod. What a strange intro this has been so far. Why am I here? Well, earlier on I was at Celtic Park recording a video that you will see tomorrow, and I thought I would show you another part of Glasgow. Now, admittedly, it's not a great looking part of Glasgow at the moment, and I'm not actually even on Glasgow Green. They have it all boarded up, presumably after Transmit last week. It's a little bit quieter now than it was then, and it's kind of the reverse of what's happening across the city at Celtic Park, because it's very quiet at the moment, but come Saturday it'll be noisy again because fans will be back. Now go on, subscribe to the channel. You know you want to. We don't charge you for this content at all. All that we ask, very kindly, very meekly, is that you would mind subscribing to the channel, because it really does make a difference. And we're going for 32,000 subscribers, which is still completely surreal. Now, on last night's reaction to the victory over Banik Ostrava, me and Asim spoke about the game. Check that out above. We also spoke about the name Edouard Michut, the PSG youngster, being linked with a round about £2 million move to Celtic. And at the time, I said, this could move quite quickly. We know how Celtic like to operate. And I was proven correct, just not in the way I would have wanted to, because all of these hours later, it seems like this move isn't going to be happening after all. We got a series of Ange quotes in various outlets last night after the game in the Czech Republic. We're going to go through a few of the main quotes from Ange in this video. It's going to be a very quote heavy video actually, but I want to touch on the Edouard Michut stuff first. Now, Ange, when he was asked about this, said, "There is nothing in terms of players we have been linked to at the moment that's going to happen in the near future, or at all in some of the cases. I have an interest in every good footballer in the world, but there is a limited market I can tap into. There's no one I will dismiss, but I don't want to send someone off on a wild goose chase. Good player, but no." So it seems certainly like Ange knows who Michut is. That presumably, that's kind of the buzzword of this video so far. He has been on Celtic's radar at some stage, but it doesn't seem like we're going to be going for Michut this summer. And to be honest, this is incredible hindsight speaking here, but it did seem a little bit out of place given that Michut didn't seem to be the deep lying midfielder that we're looking for this summer. He seemed to be more of the mould of a Hatate or a Turnbull, and obviously we've got Matt O'Reilly in there as well, so it doesn't seem like we need someone to play in that more advanced role. It seems like it's going to be a Vinicius Souza type that we're after, and Michut didn't quite fit into that. Now, it is worth saying at this point as well that Ange does have a history of maybe leading you down a little bit of a different path with what he says in his press conferences. Who can forget him saying that he wouldn't be expecting any more signings back in January, only to land Matt O'Reilly a matter of days later. Yes, we all remember that, so I don't think anyone's completely writing off the prospect of Michut signing, but certainly from those Ange quotes it doesn't seem very likely. He was in all of the main outlets last night, Ange, also speaking about Edouard Michut, the Australian who Ange had in his time as manager of the Socceroos. Mooy now without a club, he is married to a Scottish lady, so certainly a lot of people, especially you Aussies, calm down everyone, deep breaths down there, get it, because they're upside down. Everyone's been getting quite excited about this down under, so just chill out a little bit. This is what Ange had to say about Mooy yesterday. Aaron's a fantastic footballer, somebody I know really well. In terms of us, we have got a plan that we are sticking to, and so far I am pretty happy with the progress we are making on all fronts, and hopefully there will be some news coming out in the next couple of weeks before the season starts. Ange has spoken a lot about having a plan and not allowing certain things that may happen to throw you off course, and I'm not just talking about negative things, I'm talking about real positive things as well. For example, a player like Edouard Michut becoming available, who knows, maybe a player like Jordan Larsson becoming available. Ange doesn't let that throw him off course. The other one he mentioned a few months ago when we won the league and qualified for the Champions League and got that £40 million windfall, he said that wouldn't necessarily change the the way we did our transfer business, or even the kind of players we were looking at. So I think it's important to remember that Ange has a plan. I think a lot of the time we don't even know, where Ange's plan is going to go. He's perhaps the only person who has this in his mind, and that's kind of the enjoyable bit. We'll just see how it goes. Ange also revealed that Rio Hatate will be back in training tomorrow. He wasn't in the squad for the game last night. In terms of transfers, he did say that Celtic are working in the background, but in no rush to get deals done. Even with the league season starting in a couple of weeks, you get the impression Ange is going to do this right rather than do it quickly. We've already done, I think, the bulk of our business this window, and we've signed really well. So I think it's just a couple of players, maybe even 3 if we're lucky, before the end of the window. We know that Celtic beat Banik Ostrava last night. Me and Asim did the reaction. Plenty of positives looking at that Celtic performance. I just thought the attackers were brilliant. For the 3rd game in a row now, we've scored a number of goals. Yes, there's bits we can work on, but I think it's been a really positive start to Celtic's season. Given that we still have 3 pre-season friendlies to go and we're still just going to ratchet up, I think it's very good times ahead indeed. And we certainly earned plenty of plaudits from the Banik Ostrava boss Pavel Vrba last night. Speaking to iSport, he said conceding 4 goals is not quite optimal. Yeah, you don't say. But Celtic won the Scottish League and qualified for the Champions League. They have a completely different budget. It's terribly difficult to play against such individuals. You don't see them anywhere else. For me, Celtic and Rangers are at the level of the English League. We'll gloss over the Rangers bit and just thank Pavel Vrba for his very positive comments there. I thought, to be honest, Banik Ostrava were a pretty classic club, just in the way they were saying, the way they turned out for that game yesterday, the atmosphere they created for a pre-season friendly. I'm not saying I'm going to, travel over to the Czech Republic and watch one of their games or even buy one of their shirts, but they're kind of on the good list, and there's not too many clubs that are on that good list, so I'll be kind of half looking out for their scores this season and seeing how they get on. Right, Celtic are back in this country. They flew back late last night after the game. We know that we're back at Celtic Park on Saturday against Blackburn Rovers. It's going to be great to get back to the stadium. Can't wait for it. I know it's only a friendly. Interested to see what the crowd is going to be like, actually. We know that in the past, this kind of game would probably attract 20, 25, maximum 30,000. I think it might be upwards of 30,000. Just given how we've not got European qualifiers this year, given the feel-good factor that's still around the club, and with the game being on the season ticket as well. Having said that though, a number of my mates, you know who you are, I've already said they aren't going to the game, so if that's a kind of fair representation of the entire Celtic support, then it may not be quite as full as I'm making out, but we'll wait and see. We'll have the reaction with Stevie after the game on Saturday as well. And I'll be at Celtic Park for tomorrow's video as well. We've got a bit of an interesting one for you as we took a look at the experience of going to a game at Celtic Park and what can be improved. It should be an interesting one tomorrow. But for now, from Glasgow Green, where I think it's about to rain, I will say goodbye. Speak to you tomorrow. Is that for me?